If you're watching this alone, don't pause the video when you hear a knock, because that's exactly what Ethan did. And 3 days later, they found his friends. But Ethan was never found. The only thing left behind was a dusty camera hidden inside an abandoned mansion in rural America. The footage showed something impossible. A girl standing in a hallway. A girl who had been dead for over 100 years. And according to the final recording, she was in love with Ethan. October 2025. The road stretched endlessly through the countryside of West Virginia. Dark forests surrounded the narrow highway. The sky was gray. Rain tapped softly against the windows of an old SUV. Inside the vehicle sat 6 college friends: Ethan, Jake, Ryan, Mia, Sophia, and Chloe. They had planned the trip for months. What started as a simple... Jake laughed as he looked at his phone. 30 million views if we survive this place. Ryan grinned. Ancient portraits lined the walls. Many had damaged faces. Some appeared scratched. Others seemed burned. The atmosphere grew heavier with every step. Sophia stopped. "Do you guys hear that?" Everyone listened. Ryan frowned. The woman had died over a century ago. Suddenly, the room temperature dropped. His breath became visible. The mirror beside him cracked. A long fracture spread across the glass. Ryan jumped backward. Then another crack appeared, and another, and another, until the mirror shattered. Ryan ran from the room. Behind him, a soft female laugh echoed through the hallway. That evening, the group gathered around a table. Ryan placed the photograph in the center. Everyone stared at it. Mia looked nervous. "That's her." Sophia nodded. "Definitely." Ethan couldn't take his eyes off the picture. Something about the girl's face felt familiar, almost comforting, almost beautiful. Then he noticed something strange. The basement fell silent. Only the distant sound of the girls singing remained. Ethan, Jake, Ryan, Mia, and Sophia stood frozen in darkness. The melody echoed through the ancient walls. It sounded beautiful and deeply sad. Then it stopped, suddenly, as if whoever had been singing was now listening to them, watching them, waiting. The group rushed back upstairs. Nobody wanted to remain in the basement another second. Rain continued to hammer the mansion. Lightning flashed through broken windows. The storm outside had become violent, almost unnatural. It felt as though something was preventing them from leaving, as though the mansion itself wanted them trapped. Like someone waking from a nightmare. "I waited every day." Her voice cracked. "Every year." The room trembled. "Every decade." Shadows swirled around her. "I was alone." The sadness in her voice was worse than any scream, worse than any monster. For over a century, she had been trapped between life and death, waiting for someone who would never return. Then Ryan noticed something, a hidden letter beneath a loose floorboard. He pulled it free. The paper was old, extremely old. A letter from William, addressed to Evelyn. The final letter he had written. Ryan handed it to Ethan. Ethan read aloud. "My dearest Evelyn, if if you were reading. Outside, the storm suddenly ended. The rain stopped. The wind disappeared. The clouds parted. Moonlight shined across the old estate. For the first time in decades, the mansion felt empty. Truly empty. At sunrise, the friends finally left Blackthorn Manor. The vehicles started immediately. Phone signals returned. Roads reopened. Everything seemed normal again. Almost. Months later, investigators returned to the mansion. What they discovered shocked everyone. No evidence of Chloe's disappearance. No trace of the candles. No trace of Evelyn. Nothing. It was as if the entire experience had never happened. Except for one thing. Ryan's camera. The final recording remained intact. The last frame showed Ethan standing